Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fawn Over Me. Today I'm going to be showing you a really cute tutorial on how to make this winter wheat headband. It does have a bobble stitch in the middle, as well as a wheat stitch along the outer edge. This is a really simple pattern for beginner friendly. You can make this headband yourself within a day, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's such a cute pattern. I have two versions. I have the basic, just straight version, and then the twist. I'm going to show you how to do both. And yeah, let's get started. Please like and subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions. Okay, so I wanted to show you this first one I made in this gray blanket weight yarn from Barnett. It's just a 2 pattern repeat for this, and that's the wheat stitch in itself. But I'm going to be showing you today with this really nice Aran weight yarn. It's 75% wool. I'm using a 4mm hook, so find yourself a medium-sized ball of yarn. I have 100 grams here. So here I'm just going to be showing you, I'm doing a slip knot, and then we're going to insert our 4mm hook into that, tighten it up, and then we are doing a series of chains. So yarn over pull through is just a basic chain stitch for this, and you should be able to make it as long as your own circumference of your head is. Just take the chains and measure it around your head. That's the best option, and it has to be in a multiples of 3. So again, we're doing multiples of 3, plus you want 2 extra single crochets on either side to finish off the edge nicely. So here I'm taking my metal ruler. I'm going to be measuring out 21 inches, which is the average size for an adult head. This chain is very stretchy, so you can stretch it out slightly, but don't overstretch it because it will make your pattern a lot bigger than you want it. So just make sure it still fits your head at the end of doing this. If your head's not 21 inches, that's fine, but that's generally the size. So here I have a few more extra. I'm taking them out. And then what I'm going to do is just measure my original pattern, just going around the outside circumference to make sure it is equal to the stitches I have now. And I'm pretty sure, yes, they were about 82 stitches. I might have had one extra. You can do a decrease at the end, but just make sure you have 2 single crochets on either side of your pattern. So I'm starting the round going directly into the stitch from my working yarn, right from the hook, and going right underneath these 2 V stitches. So that's will be our first single crochet. Some people do this a little bit differently to give it a little extra stretch, but I find for beginners this is the easiest way for you to learn. So under both V stitches we're just doing a series of single crochets, and again I think there was about 82, and we'll just work along the edge. There's a little bump on the bottom, and then the V stitches are on the top, so make sure your crochet hook is going through that bottom stitch, and that way all the stitches will be on the top. You won't be twisting or rotating anything as you go along. This isn't as important in a pattern like this where you're just using the length of your design. If we were having to do in the round, you would definitely need to make sure none of the stitches were twisted. Here I'm showing you here some of mine are twisted, but I'm just going to make sure I am going into the bottom and the 2 V stitches are on the top. So that's pretty much the extent of this round. I'm just checking to see if I've got a pretty good size. Nothing looks too big, too small. Not looking pretty good. So we are going to be doing a chain up of 1 and turning our work, heading into round 2. And here I'm showing you the V stitches. They're very much pronounced on this next row. So here's the front loop, and then I'm going to show you the back loop is here. And if we're doing a single crochet, we'd go through both of those. So right now we're doing a back loop only single crochet. So that's what we're going to start with, back loop only. And we will just repeat that along our pattern. And I'm just going to show you in a minute. It's going to make this really nice ridge, which sets up the wheat stitch perfectly. It kind of frames it, which is really pretty. So here I'm just showing you the ridge pattern. There are the V stitches on the top, and I'm just going to speed this up so that we can hurry along to the other end. You take your time though and pause the video if you need to. And here we are at the end now. I'm just going to finish the back loop only single crochets and then go into the very final one. And then from here we are doing a chain up of 1, and then we are flipping our work. And now we're going on to part 3, and this is where we start the wheat stitch. So the very first chain from the hook, we're going to do a single crochet. So through the V stitches, we're skipping the next stitch right here, and then we will be going into the third chain from the hook with another single crochet. So that's the startup. Here you've got a hole, and a hole. We've got our first single crochet there. There's our space, and there's our single crochet. So we are going to want to go into the one we slipped past, so the skipped one, and go over with a yarn over, pull through, another yarn over, pull through, and we will have 5 chains on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we will be doing another yarn over, pulling through 4 for 2, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2, and that is the first wheat stitch right there. And then we are going to be skipping this part because that's part of the wheat stitch. There's our skip stitch, and we are into the third stitch with a single crochet. So remember, into the third with a single. There's our skip stitch, there's our wheat stitch. We don't want to take that one. Yarn over into the skip stitch, pull through, yarn over again, pull through for 2, yarn over, pull through 4 for 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And just repeat that all the way down the line until we get to the end. So I'll help you here and do a few more. Skip, skip, go through the third, single crochet, go back through to the skip stitch with a wheat stitch. So that's 2 yarn overs, pull through 4, and then yarn over, pull through 2. And that will have you going all the way down the end. 1, 2, 3, skip into the single crochet into the third. Give myself some more slack here, yarn over and go through the slip stitch, yarn over, pull through for 4, yarn over, pull through for 2, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3 into the third with a single. Go back to that skip stitch with a wheat stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm just going to speed it up quite a little bit, and you follow along at your own pace and meet me at the end. If you have any questions about this, please let me know in the comments. I can help you out. But there you have it. There's the first part of our wheat stitch. I'm just showing you at the end here. I'm going into the third with a single, going back through this skip stitch, sorry, that's hard to pronounce, with 2 yarn overs. And then at the end, there's one more, and then we should be at the final one to put our last single crochet. So here's our single crochet. Then we're doing our wheat stitch here in the back of that slip stitch. 1, 2, 3 in with a single crochet, and that will finish off the round. And we're going to yarn up, chain 1, and then turn our work. So that, my friend, is the first part of the wheat stitch. And then you're going into round 4. So round 4 will start the same with a single crochet. And then from here, you're going to see there's a smaller hole. There'll be a longer stitch like this one. And then there'll be a more of a pronounced circular hole. And that will be our single crochet. So you'll be able to see it closer when you're working on your own. Then we're going to do go back through the skip stitch with our wheat stitch here, and I will do a few more with you as well, so don't worry about that. 1, 2, 3 into the third with a single, yarn over, and we're going to go into, see, there's the middle one we skipped over, so we're going to go in with a yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, blah, and then continue those yarn overs. Here's the third one again with a single, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is done. So yeah, just follow along with me. You can pause the video at any time. You can slow the video down as well, so just make sure you are following along, and I'm going to continue here as well. And you can see it's starting to come along and looking like an actual wheat stitch because it's looking like wheat. This might be a little harder to see with this material, but this part you can definitely tell it's kind of transitioning now into the brown color, so you'll be able to see it a little better here. I'm just finishing off the row. Here's my wheat stitch, and then I'm going to do into with a single crochet to the third stitch, and then my wheat stitch here again, and then I should end on the single crochet right here. So that's perfect. Just make sure you always have 2 single crochets at the ends of yours. It just finishes off the edge nicely. So here we're going on to round 5, and we are starting with our back loop only. So again, right from the chain from the hook, we're doing a back loop, single crochet, and we're doing this all the way down the line. So just let me know if you have made any headbands yourself lately, if you have here's that ridge, so it's really setting up the wheat stitch nicely and placing it in the middle of those 2 ridges, which is nice. Yeah, let me know if you've made any headbands yourself. I know I've done a few reels lately or shorts that have shown some of my headbands I've made. I think they're the perfect accessory for any outfit, and you can make them in a lot of different colors. They don't take much time, and they're just cute. They're just cute to have. They're cute to give away as gifts. They're easy to make. And this one's a little more detailed, so it's going to make it look like you put a lot more thought into it, but it's still a really simple pattern. And it also looks a lot like knitting without having to knit. So if you're a crocheter, this is a great pattern for somebody who likes the look of knitting. Here I'm going into the final with this one. I just did a single crochet. I did not go into the back loop only. You can also do that too, just to set yourself up for a little bit better ridge at the end. And now we're going into round 6. So we're doing again a single crochet. So this is the middle of our headband, and it's a little different. We did a single crochet in the very first chain from the stitch, and then the very next chain we are going to be doing like a bobble stitch. So if anybody's done that before, great, you can follow along easily. If you're new to it, I'm going to show you. It is a yarn over and pull through, same as the wheat stitch, but you're doing 4 of these, so we should have 9 chains on our hook. That is 9, correct? Then you're yarning over and pulling through all those chains, and then doing a yarn over to seal that bobble stitch. And then we're skipping one and we're starting again. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through for 9, yarn over, pull through last time to seal it off with a yarn over, pull through. And again, we will repeat that. Just it's a bobble stitch and then a space. So it's a pretty easy pattern for this one. But the thing is that it gives it a little bit more airiness in the middle. So it's great for people whose head gets hot sometimes if you're wearing these kind of, especially with wool. And it also gives a really nice detailed texture that's different from the wheat stitch. So I thought it was a perfect different kind of texture that paired well with the wheat stitch. So we're just going to continue along the line all the way to the end, and I will meet you back at the end. Here I'm just doing it, and you can see the brown now is really starting to show through with the color of the yarn changing. And we're doing our last bobble stitch here, and then we will do our single crochet to end the round, and then yarning up, so chain up 1 and then turn our work. So yeah, there's these spaces. So first one, we're going to still do our single crochet, And then into the chain space, we are doing our bobble stitch. So that's a yarn over of 4, so 9 on our hook, chain, yarn over, pull through, and then repeat. So we're doing our yarn over, pull through to make the bobble there, and sealing it off with the chain. And again, our bobble stitch. And you can follow along with me here, or you can pause the video and slow it down. We're just, it's kind of like a little ladder, which is cute. It's similar to the granny stitch almost, but it's a little bit puffier. So I think it works better for the headband itself. So here we're just finishing off the round. Oops, I'm kind of off camera here. Sealing it off, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through for 4, and that's 9. Yarn over, pull through to seal it. This is the last one. Oops, give myself some more space. Last one, yarn over 4 times, yarn over, pull through all 9, and seal it off. And then we are finishing with a single crochet. So we have a nice straight line there, chaining up of 1, turn our work, and we're on round 8. And this is just a single crochet repeat all the way down. You'll have a little longer ridge for the bobble stitch. The bobble stitch will have a longer ridge, and then the single crochet one will have a smaller hole. So just make sure you're not missing any of these, and make sure you have the same amount of stitches you had from the beginning. So you should be having at least 82 stitches, if not very close to that amount, so that you're not decreasing or increasing along your way. So here I'm just finishing off this round with all the single crochets. Simple as that. Yarn over and just pull through, yarn over, pull through again. And just finishing the last one here with a single crochet to end the round. Chain up of 1 and turn our work. Okay, so we're going on to round 9, and this is also another repeat of the back loop only single crochet. So we're starting with that. Back loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and just repeat that all the way down the line. These are all basic stitches for beginners. So this is a very beginner friendly design. You can do this within a day and have one made for yourself or for your friends as gifts. Perfect for this time of year. So we're just almost done all that single crochet there, and it's got a really nice ridge again at the top. You can see all those V stitches. So with the back loop only, you can do a single crochet at the end, or you can do a back loop only single crochet. It's up to you. It's just find it more solid edge that can be joined, and give it more structure. So here we just set ourselves up for the next wheat stitch repeat. So you can either follow along with me now, or you can head back to, like I said, 5 minutes 18 seconds to watch the first part again if you want. So we're just going through the skip stitch again with the yarn over, pull through twice, and we're counting 1, 1, 2, 3 into the third with a single crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 4, and then yarn over, pull through 1, 1, 2, 3 again. And I don't know how many times I got tongue-tied trying to say slip stitch and skip and yarn over, pull through. It started to sound pretty funny. But here we are at the end of our wheat stitch pattern. We're just finishing our final wheat stitch, and then there is our single crochet we're going in. Oops. Go under both V stitches and yarn over, pull through, and then we're doing our chain up of 1 and turning, and then we're going to repeat our other side of our wheat stitch. So here is the single crochet. We're going into the single crochet right above with the single crochet, and then finding our skipped stitch and going in with our wheat stitch there. So 1, 2, 3 in with a single crochet, and then yarn over and go back. Don't go into that top one, just remember, go into the one underneath. That is the stitch you want with our wheat stitch. Again, 1, 2, 3 in with a single crochet, yarn over and go back into the skip stitch with 2 yarn overs, in with a single crochet, go back into the skip stitch with your wheat stitch, single crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 4, oops, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and just continue and repeat that with me. Maybe I'll be quiet now and you can just listen to some music while we finish off the round. Here we're at the end. We're just doing a single crochet again, chain up of 1 and turn. And now we are just going into our round 12 with single crochet repeat, which is easy. Yarn over, pull through every single V-stitch you see there. And again, I can stick along with you, or you can pause the video or fast forward it. Just meet me at the end and we will continue. And I'm coming up to the end of the round with a single crochet and then a chain up of 1 and turn. We're almost done. We are doing our final back loop only single crochet. So start off with that very first one, chain from the hook, and doing a back loop only single crochet. So that's go through the back V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so we're just coming up to the very final end with our back loop only single crochet. Almost done here. We're going to do a single crochet just normally, and we are done. This is the final product. We will end up joining these two ends, but we are going to make sure that this working yarn end is on the right side, back right side. So just make sure it's like that so we can, so we're just setting ourselves up for doing the slip stitches. So yarn over, pull through, and then again find both ends. These will not all be equal because we did a bunch of different patterns within this length. So you just find whichever ones you can on both sides that look equal to go through, so that you are picking up each section, and that way closing off the round, making it look like it's in the round. So here I'm just doing more slip stitches, and I find this works just as easily. You can use a darning needle and just do a regular whip stitch, or you can do a single crochet. It's just up to you. I've just used this slip stitch for today. And make sure here you finish off. You don't want this partition here, so we're going right to the very end of the ridge. so that way it's smoother and it looks like it's joined properly. So there you have it. We're just going to cut this off here, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through, make it kind of like a knot. I may do that again just to make sure it's secured enough. Yarn over and pull through, and then I'm just going to find a way to secure it within the middle section. Yeah, just feed the end in as best you can through this ridge that we've made with this slip stitch, and you'll be good to go. So I hope you're really proud of yourself. You have made a winter wheat headband for yourself, and I hope it looks just as good as mine. I'm sure it does. And this is just the straight version. I will show you here. I've got it on and it's looking pretty cute, I must say. And now I'm going to be showing you the twisted version. So what we do here is make sure, I'm just showing you how it's going to look. Make sure, again, the working yarn is at the back right. But we're taking both corners and holding it in the middle. And then like an accordion, we are using each end to wrap opposite of the other. If that makes sense, you have to pause this. Please look it over a few times before you know what's happening here. It's a little confusing, but yes, just make sure it's kind of like in a Z or zigzag form. And then right now we are going to be going through all the edges. So there should be 4 edges. And then we're going to take our yarn and feed it through just again like a slip stitch, and pick up as many stitches as you can. This will secure it. Here we're going yarn over, pull through. I'm just picking up from the first corner in the middle. There's 2 middle, and then the outside edge. And yeah, just make sure to keep doing this. Again, I want to be able to see. If anybody has made this, please tag me at Fawn Over Me in any of your socials, so that way I can see them and I can comment and I can see how far this is reaching for everyone. So here I'm just finishing this off. I probably will do another one as well, just so it goes straight to the end. And we're grabbing all 4 and picking up that third one and then into the last. And this will make a really cute little twist. Here I'm doing another one. Why not? It doesn't hurt to do more than one because it's got quite a bit of tension there. So you just pull that through and you can weave in the end. You can cut that off. It doesn't have to be so long. So here we have it. I'm going to switch it inside out so it's right side out. And you have made yourself a twisted winter wheat headband. I hope you are so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Thank you for following along. And here is the final product of the twist. Which one did you like better?